I'll say.
Indeed.
Indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. What a dear pleasure it is to have you here again on another Conscious Evolution. Thank you for joining us. We had a late morning, like literally woke up 7, was like, oh, 7 is early, I'm gonna sleep 15 extra minutes, woke up 15 past 7, I'm like, oh, 15 past is early, I'm gonna sleep 15 more minutes, and then I woke up an hour later. Woke up an whole hour later. I think I just didn't hit the button probably or something.
I forgot that I woke up before waking up the final time. That was just such a brief wake up that I
Went straight back to it.
just called it dreaming instead.
Yeah, I dreamt a lot. I'm happy that you're calling my attention to it, because that is what today's stream topic is going to be about. Not about dreams, but about the conclusions we come to. Yes.
How you conclude.
What you conclude. Joe just shared something beautiful with me about how the emotions we bring changes the conclusion.
Oh yeah, the emotional state that you're in definitely influences the conclusion that you come to in that moment.
Right.
And emotions are fleeting. Emotions change. Like, there is a height of emotions. There's emotions that come first, I think, quicker than others. One of those quick emotions that come quicker than others would be like maybe impatience. Like in impatience, you might see like irritation arise or frustration. And so in that irritation and frustration that arises, once that subsides and you look at the situation that you're in, you're going to feel differently about it. You're going to come to a different conclusion because you don't have that frustration influencing it.
Right.
Right. Like, some emotions arrive slower than others, and emotions influence the way that we see the situation. And so to see it outside of the emotions, like, allow the emotions to inform you of how you feel, but seeing it outside of the emotion, or even being patient to wait to see how you feel about it later. Like, things do change. The way that you see it will change. And there are variables that do not change, you know?
Yeah, but coming to a conclusion can be kind of final, right?
Yeah.
Or at least a conclusion is kind of like a final state that we want to push ourselves into. And as you said, that if you find yourself in an emotionally heightened space, it's very easy to come to a conclusion that might not serve you necessarily, or serve the other person. I'm going to quickly bzz beans. It's going to be loud.
Hi, Sam.
Hey, Sam. Good morning, folks. Jovan, you look cozy up there.
This is my spot.
Being a little spider, Joe.
This is my perch.
She does like sitting there a lot.
I sit here when I have company.
Or when we're in conversation as well.
Or whenever we chit chat. I usually don't sit here in the mornings. I don't know why I sat here this morning.
I think part of you probably knew that you were going to be on camera and you wanted to be cool.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Maybe I was like, oh, he's streaming, so I'm going to be real cool and get on the counter.
So cool sitting on the counter and stuff.
I get to be as tall as you today.
And even then, you're not. Yes, extra tall boyki. I'm still taller than you, okay? All right, Chad, tell her that I'm still taller.
Oh my, you are still taller.
Yeah, of course I am. Of course.
Walks away, gets bigger.
Ow, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, yo, what's up, guys? Hey, Cash, it's nice having you here. Can you please suggest me scary, dangerous horror movie?
Weapons.
Weapons, yeah, that's a fun one. Pretty dangerous.
Weapons a lot.
Yeah, Weapons is a good one. Apparently, the new Backrooms and Obsession are good movies just by cultural expectations, you know, having been met. And then if you want to watch a movie that will really messed me up, there's a movie called, I don't even gonna tell you the name. Should I tell you the name? unlikely that you're gonna watch this, but this movie was like really unsettling. It was called The Dark Song. Or Mother. That's also an
Mother was.
unsettling one.
I thought you were gonna go with Mother, maybe.
No, Mother is fine. Mother is
Mother was just hectic.
yeah, Mother is just hectic. Mother is still very normal.
It was so hectic. Mother just like ramped up so hectic.
All of the stuff that happened in Mother, I felt was like pretty humans. Oh yeah, humans.
Yeah, no.
However, the stuff that happens in Dark Song is not humans.
Yeah.
Not humans at all. And it's
The movie-
not monsters either. It's just like cosmic, like the universe messing with you.
It makes me want to watch it.
It's-
just by the way that you're talking about it.
It's not a
just,
fun
like,
movie. That movie, when I started watching that movie, I literally started getting the heebie-jeebies so bad that I was looking for a piece of paper to write down on it, I am protected. I literally had to like,
I am safe.
I am safe. This movie isn't gonna touch me. This movie can't touch me, okay? I'm safe. I wrote it down on a piece of paper. That's how I know.
I liked Weapons, the movie Weapons, a lot. I really like the director of it, Zach Kreger, I believe, who also did the movie Barbarian, which is also a pretty good movie. Justin Long's in both of those movies too.
Barbarian.
And then the movie that scared me the most recently and the most, one that I just like did not sit well with me, was the movie Smile.
I knew you were gonna say Smile. I
I-
haven't watched that one, but I've heard you say that that one was not okay.
That movie freaked me out. Just, yeah, I did not like it. I hated it. It was scary.
Let's see if the friends say anything. What? My eyes. What's up, beautiful peeps? Darren is here with us.
Hey,
Darren. Are you South African? I am from South Africa. Born there. You sound South African, man. Yes. Are you a saint? Come and see one of the hardest watches out there. Conjuring.
The Conjuring was a good one. I got to see that on my birthday once in theaters.
Is launching at the corner. There's Lars von Trier films with William Dafoe. That's one I recommend to people who want to see real horror. No, I'm not really into horror that much. I've come to the conclusion that I tend to be more perturbed than benefited by watching them. Good morning, yay, weekend, Joe bought us home. It's so nice, Prairie Wolf. It makes me so happy to have her here. It's nice having you here too. Citizens Vigilante, where are you from? South Africa. Hi, Rose. How are you? Doing good, I'm making coffee. Oh, me too, man. That's how I can pick up your accent. Aubrey? Where do you live now? Do you live in South Africa?
Praat Afrikaans.
Praat Afrikaans. Praat. Kom ons praat Afrikaans vanaf. Wat gaan jy sê? Kom ons vertel vir mekaar al die geheime wat hulle nie mag weet nie. Hulle kan nie verstaan wat ek sê nie. Sy glimlag net. Sy het geen idee wat ek sê nie, maar ek praat oor haar. Ha ha ha.
Speaking in that reverse language again.
I was saying like, oh, we're talking about them. I'm saying things about her, but she doesn't know what I'm saying.
I'm just like, hee hee. It's funny.
Yeah, getting the secret language. Ixnay, bayapnay or something, you know? Do you know Spanish? She knows some
Sí.
Spanish. Buenos dias.
Poco.
Buenos dias, everyone.
Buenos dias.
Who's that? Why is she sitting like that?
I get that question a lot.
I was gonna make a joke about her being a robot.
bird.
Yeah, part robot bird. You know, you've heard how birds aren't real. Actually, women aren't real either. You know, that's what they actually meant. It was like the
That's why you never see them dookie.
It was yeah, exactly. It was a derogatory term for women, birds, and then actually they're not real. Me too. Bless again. Good morning, the Melts. How are y'all doing? You both look fabulous this morning. What's the topic? I like the red off blue. The red off blue. The fits we got going on. Fits.
Oh, look at us. We're both blue today. Ish.
I got grays in this thing too. Yeah, today's topic, Mr. Combat Journey, is conclusions. To what conclusion are you going to come to?
I really liked y'all know I'm a big Dr. K fan, but whenever one of the things that he said is like, I'm not here to tell you how to think. I'm not here to tell you, to fix exactly what it is that you're going through. But like, what I want to do is have you question how you came to the conclusion that you came to. Like, how do you come to the conclusion? Like, oftentimes he deals with a lot of, it's psychology stuff. So he's dealing with people that are trying to solve problems, right? Oftentimes they're people that are like, I'm a failure, right? People that come to the conclusion of being a failure. It's like, how did you come to that conclusion? And is that conclusion one that serves you? Like, so yeah, questioning how you come to the conclusions. And
I really like your teaching, and I'll bring you back to it. The whole your emotions base, or at least affect the conclusions that you're willing to come to, kind of thing.
right, totally.
And that's pretty curious.
And emotions, like so many things affect our emotions. Hunger as being one of them. Are we hungry? Do we get enough sleep?
Yeah.
Like, is it hot? Is it cold? Like, all of these things that affect the way that we perceive feeling things.
Right.
All of these underlying things that we don't really consider. It's not oftentimes like the way that we react to a situation isn't just that situation we're reacting to. We're reacting to all of these other factors, and each person has individual, like an individual experience that's influencing the way that they perceive it. So we can be in the same room with the same set of variables, seemingly, but still have a widely different conclusion about where it is that we're at.
Yeah, what's going on?
What's going on?
Yeah, I had some wacky dreams yesterday, and all of the dreams, I was like in some sort of, like I felt like school event or school vacation, or it just felt like there was some sort of school element to it. And then eventually this thing came out, and then I had to wait. And then I waited 1 hour, and then 2 hours, and then 3 hours. This one is
that one for me? Oh my. You put so much honey in there. I like it. Lekker.
Oops, not sorry. A little bit of
Hunning.
yunning.
Yunning.
Yunning is goed voor jou. What is your name? My name is MeltMore. And she be Jobat. We got 16 friends here with us. Ahooga! Welcome. We got dog chilling on the couch. He do chilling. We got the burb seeming to be getting antsy a little bit in there. And then we got this one set up. Barop. Sweet. Are you gonna pull up the chat on your phone, or should I do it in the tablet?
I don't even know where my phone's at.
Nice. That's a good place to start. Who needs a phone anyway? Who needs a phone? We're just relaxing. We're gonna go on a baby shower today. That's where they
shower babies.
They have babies. No, actually, they have babies, and then they're very small, and then they come out the shower head, and then you're just like, psh. What?
Why so cursed?
I don't know what's wrong with me, but there's a lot.
Why would you say that?
That's one of the things that's wrong with me. I'm sorry. I'm normal, okay? I'm a very normal person. That's actually very normal.
That's awful.
I'm such a normal person. I'm so normal.
Ninja Nanner. Babies fall from the sky. You get showered with babies.
Yes, exactly. When the storks drop them. Oh. Man, I've missed a lot. I've missed so many. All right. I think I'm catching back up again. Do you know Spanish? He seems to be a spicy person. Love that.
You? Yeah, he's spicy. He's a spicy kind of guy. He's got some spice. Very pedantic. Something goes in a way that's not that he would have, the way he would have done it. He's very just like, That's
what I did. When did that happen yesterday? Oh, yes.
It happened yesterday.
I think you put something away that I was still, oh yes, my bottle of water. Like I drank some of my water, and then I gave her some, and then she wanted to put it all the way across from me. Right?
Within arm's reach.
We were taking a bath, And then I'm like,
You at me.
bring water bottle this side. How is the weather at your place? It was raining this morning, and then it was open for like a split second, and now it's overcast again.
It's thundery all day, all night.
It was like a thundery.
Have flash flood warnings, but
We should be fine where we are.
the park is flooded.
Yeah, it's been flooded for a while now. People say you have great hair.
Oh, thank you. I used Melt's shampoo.
Yeah, it's true. But it's not my shampoo that made her hair great. Like, that's definitely not how it works.
I mean, it definitely helps.
It helps, but your hair looks great.
It's very curly today. I decided to be curly.
Midnight
some days
waterfall.
it's not.
I
Some
like
days
to call
it's
it.
straight. Some days it's curly. Today's it's like, let's be curly.
Today it's beautiful. Yes, everybody can give compliments. Good morning, friends. Pedro, good morning. I'm still stuck here, Brew, Pretoria. Stuck here. Sounds like you're definitely from South Africa. Yep.
Pretoria is pretty in October.
All of those jacarandas.
Jacarandas.
I went and showed her the jacarandas, dude.
It's crazy.
loved
I'd
it.
never seen, like, it was more purple than these pants. It was the trees. It's so gorgeous driving down those streets. And Pretoria, is that right? The largest man-made forest?
Yeah, Gauteng, technically.
Okay.
Yeah, Gauteng is the largest man-made forest in the world. I wonder if that's still true. Hey, Google. Is Gauteng still one of the largest man-made forests in the world?
Yes, Johannesburg.
It's still widely
Wow.
considered one of the largest man-made urban forests in the world, containing
Urban
over
forest.
6 million trees. While there is some debate regarding competing cities, it remains a premier example of a massive human-cultivated urban canopy.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Pretoria cool.
Pretoria cool. Yeah, they would have the firefighters water the trees and stuff.
I remember you saying that. Yeah, the firefighters would just like, because there were no fires, they're like, huh?
Guess we're gonna do some other job. You know, use our big water canisters to put water on trees, I guess. Making French press coffee right now too. Slept in a bit. Cheers to us, Prairie Wolf.
Cheers.
I
Saturday
love
coffee.
sitting on the counter. We got blank.
Yeah, Blank, I sit on the counter quite a bit.
Free cheese. Movie conclusions.
Free cheese!
The problem with learning Spanish here in the US is that you have to learn it from someone affecting an overly thick and entirely fake Spanish or Mexican accent. What do you do? Is that Corey? Hey, bud.
It is
Ninja
Corey.
Nana is here with us for a moment. Hope he's still here. Asking all these questions are the best curiosity. Best yet ever. Like, hocus pocus, let's be vibes of conclusion. Makes sense to me. I don't know if you're being serious or facetious. Like, that one is confusing me, Pedro.
Asking all these questions are the best curiosity. Best yet ever.
Like
Hocus pocus, let's be
uh,
the vibes of conclusion. Makes sense to me.
maybe, yeah, that's serious. I think he's being serious.
Yeah, no. Yeah, question how you came to a conclusion, because it's really easy to come to the wrong conclusion. Like, there's so many infinite possibilities out there, and to be like stuck on one conclusion and certain that that's the conclusion, right? I don't know. It seems limiting. That conclusion can be true, or it can be squishy. There can be multiple, especially if it's like, we can come to the conclusion that, hey, we're sitting here. That's pretty solid. But to be like, hey,
Why we're sitting here.
why we're sitting here, or
And suddenly the conclusion goes way wider.
right, yeah,
I was like almost like finishing the thought that I started a little bit about my dream space, right? Being at school comes out, being asked to waiting 1 hour, then 2 hours, then 3 hours, then 4 hours. And just like the longer I wait, the more I come to the conclusion that my mother doesn't care, kind of thing, right? That she doesn't care about me, and that's why I've been waiting for 4 hours. And then she does eventually arrive, and she's all frazzled, and I don't know what happened. I didn't ask, but I've made the conclusion that I'm now angry, because she took 4 hours to be there. When, there's probably more.
right. Because if you hadn't come to that conclusion yet, like the conclusion is, mom hasn't arrived yet. The conclusion isn't that she didn't. I mean, that is the conclusion that you came to in the
Right.
dream, that she didn't care. But in reality, she could be caring so much that she's just like wrecking herself to get to where you are. You don't have that information yet. So adding awareness.
Right. And you saying that thing about the feelings, I felt, right, unconsidered. That wasn't being cared for me. And like that feeling leading me to a conclusion is the thing that I feel is extra interesting to me.
Yeah,
You also have stuffy nose.
I do.
A little bit. I think it's because of the rain. Let me see what I'm missing. Let brother drink coffee in peace. I'm drinking coffee, don't you worry. Do you have pet? We showed you ours. We
Come
got.
to the pet.
Yeah, he's chilling.
You're like, don't make pet come to
No,
the pet.
he's just chilling. He's like sleepy eepies. What's the difference between Spanish and Mexican? What are the languages in Mexico called? I'm pretty sure it's Spanish. He eaten his coffee. The conclusion we make versus the conclusions that are. Oh, Asian noodle.
You're petting him?
I'm giving him some petums.
Now he's naked. He took his collars off. He's naked. He's a naked dog. He's free.
He's free.
He's free.
Now we're gonna go set him free outside. Make him run wild with the wolves. Yes. Reintegrate him. Watch him get snatched by an eagle or something. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say stuff like that. Don't come to bad conclusions, okay? I'm actually really chill.
I don't think that's a conclusion.
I promise I'm so chillaxed. The conclusions we make versus the conclusions that are. Sometimes the conclusions we make, I'm not doing enough, be better, stop failing, stop getting frustrated, versus what others around us see.
Yeah, right. Recognizing whenever your conclusions may or may not be rooted in judgment rather than curiosity.
Never mind even judgment, but the conclusion, almost like the finality. And I can really relate to Ninja Nanner's perspective. Like I sometimes feel like I'm not interesting enough to warrant anybody giving me a second of their time, kind of thing. Right? Despite the fact that I've had so many moments, like as he said, the external world keeps trying to communicate to me that that's not the truth. Still, that's sometimes the conclusion that I come to, right? Independent of all of that information. And I think that's what I feel
And then
from
you
him.
manifest that through making that conclusion, because like often, I mean, like that, yeah, you have a thought. Energy, what is it? Energy follows thought, right? Or something like that. Like, if you come to the conclusion that I'm not worthy for this job, therefore I won't apply, you're not going to get the job.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not worthy, therefore I won't. Or because I feel like this, that means that this, you know, it something follows it. What, you looking for my coffee? It's down
it's
there.
there.
Yeah. And questioning how you came to those conclusions and maybe poking holes in the conclusion process, right?
Or at the very least, allowing for room to change, right? Because conclusions can be very final.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, this is how it is. But maybe it's not. And maybe the only way for you to find out that it's in fact not is for you to ask. Exactly, Jenna. Are often different. There we go, continues. What versus what others see are often different. Even though I feel like I'm not doing enough, my family feels different. I feel you on that, Ninja Nanner. What a weird question to ask a person, Kanu. Do you have beautiful eyes, Sam? Tell me about how beautiful your eyes are. I totally don't have a client that's looking for checks notes Sam eyes right now. Sorry, Darren, I have the sprayer. I needed to deal with the trolls. Thank you, Darren, for joining us here, bro. Kev, home tour. African coffee looks delicious. This is not African coffee. I think it's from... I think it does
Sam's Club.
Yeah. We bought it at Sam's Club, but I don't exactly know where the beans are from. I don't think they're single source either, so I won't be able to tell you. I would say evidence is usually what leads me to think the way that I think. However, you can lead yourself to think things about yourself that's not based in evidence. Combat journey.
Yeah, and sometimes if you, like, yeah, the evidence should come first, not after the conclusion, right? Because if you can come to I don't know.
Because that's, I'm just thinking about my way of, like, I have come to the conclusion that I'm going to live to 1,000 years in this lifetime, Right, that's one of my conclusions. Because of the technology and because of the kind of character that I am, that's my conclusion. And I don't have any evidence for it, technically, but I can still come to that conclusion. That's why I'm like resisting the you need evidence for conclusion.
Well, I'm thinking evidence, right? Evidence of your mom not in your dream, your mom showing up late. So that's evidence that she doesn't care, right? But the conclusion came first. And therefore the evidence supports that conclusion.
I hear you now, yeah.
Whereas, like, if you would have, like, say, waited to come to that conclusion, you would have probably, in the dream, came to a different conclusion. You would have, the evidence also shows that her hair is frazzled, that she tried to get there quickly, right? So, like, evidence first. Like, wait for the evidence to tell you the conclusion. Don't come to a conclusion and then find evidence to support that conclusion.
Yeah, I think that's beautiful.
I feel like that's where, like, bias comes in, right?
I relate to that. Yeah. It's very easy to do that as well. What she said, the opposite of what she said, right? Being like, okay, well, this is how it is. And then evidence that the contrary comes and you're like, nope. Actually, that's not in line with this thing that I'm now choosing to believe, right? So I'm going to put these claps on my ear, my face, and my eyes.
If you come to a conclusion and stick to that conclusion, then it's really easy to overlook other evidence that might debunk that conclusion, right?
Staying open. Coming to conclusions only lightly.
It is so final, coming to a conclusion.
Yeah. And I feel as well, it's rarely conclusive.
Right?
Showers are a weird custom. Please come over to bring gifts. Nani?
Nani? Maybe you're missing something.
No, pretty wolf.
Baby showers.
Yeah, I talked about the baby showers.
That's why she's talking. Baby showers are such a weird...
But what the last... I got that part. The last
Because
part.
baby showers, people always bring gifts. Please come over and bring us gifts for our baby.
Oh, now suddenly I'm on the same page. Yeah, we're going through some like that today.
Have you ever been to a baby shower?
Twice now.
Okay.
Well, today's going to be the second one.
What was really? What was the first one? Sarah's. Okay.
I was about to say, she took me to my first baby shower.
Yeah. This will be different. Probably.
Yes. I can imagine.
You'll see a redneck.
You're going to see rednecks? And
Redneck
I really enjoyed the redneck one.
We'll see the redneck baby shower, and then we'll see a business lady baby shower.
Business lady baby shower.
Business baby shower.
Business baby lady shower. You look peaceful. Oh, cannot. I feel I am. Are you both in love? Bet your ass we are. Bro, can you make me a moderator? Absolutely not.
Rajul, welcome back, friend.
Just came back. No gooning. Thank you, sir. Hard for me to get a job when I go to topics of math, science, love, God's knowledge, wild card type way. You can do all of those things. You can talk about all of that stuff with other topics, but maybe not to your employer, right?
Yeah, I guess there's like certain stuff that's you're not supposed to talk about. They say don't talk about religion, don't talk about politics, don't talk about money. Those are the three like no-goes when you're in a bar. Like it's like those are the topics that they say not to.
Soft rules.
Just because people have such rigid opinions on them.
Yeah, it's easy to jump to a conclusion. If someone tells you they have $1 million in their bank account, now suddenly you conclude that they're paying for drinks tonight. Right. Yes, is touching on something very important. That's how I feel about religion. Like, I think it's impossible to know these types of things that you haven't figured out. Yeah, I agree with that as well. Right, that's why I don't argue about stuff like religion, because it's like simply, or I do argue, I used to argue, but I try to not anymore, because I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
Come to the conclusion that we don't know.
Yeah. You asked me this morning, what do you know? And I was like, nothing. I don't really know nothing. You know, I'm barely holding on here.
You know how to breathe. You know how to breathe deep into the belly.
Say thank you for the gold coins that Thoughts is sending.
Thank you, Thoughts.
Thoughts. Thanks for the gold coins. Yeah, I can breathe deep. I can understand the basics of taking care of my human body.
You know how to ground yourself when you need to be grounded, right?
True.
You know how to push yourself when you need to push sometimes, given the circumstance or situation.
Yeah, sometimes over push.
You know that car doesn't have a catalytic converter on it and drives around the neighborhood all day.
I hate it so much. This is part of the reason why I want everybody to drive electrics, is because I don't want to hear your car ever.
Man, I don't know how that thing still runs by the sound of it. Anyways.
Cars are pretty resilient, technically. How dare you say what I watched, that weapon movie, that was Lamau movie. It's what are you talking about? It was Lamau movie. It was kind of funny.
I loved it.
I loved it too.
I loved it.
It was kind of Lamau.
It was very Lamau. I think that was the point.
To protect, I have the info. I have the common sense to conclude a hypothesis to this conclusion. Tell us what it is. I'm curious. Genuine faith arises only from conviction combat, and conviction isn't something you can have if you're still waffling on things like divine presence. Yeah, again, I think that it's important to have faith, right? I think that there is something about faith. I have faith in a positive future. I don't really have faith in a religion itself, but I have faith in the collective humanity to slowly but surely get better at taking care of ourselves.
I think that's something when it comes to religion or spirituality or faith or anything of that nature. It is so personal to the individual. Like you can't ask those questions for anybody but yourself. Like it's such a deeply personal experience, the pursuit of spirituality. And so everybody, I think, has a very unique individual experience with it. And like the coming together is what religion is trying to name that thing.
Yeah, love. Love is one of the conclusions that most of those religions come to, and I think that's something we can agree upon. Rose, are you a philosopher? She is. I'd consider her a philosopher and writer. If you're lucky, you see something incredible, and that gives you something to believe in. But a lot of times with religion, with spirituality, you have to make a choice to accept it as reality. I'm a spiritual counselor, Kanana. I help people figure out their relationship with God. That's wholesome. Now I understand why you look so magnetic.
Majestic.
Majestic. I look majestic. Sam looks majestic. You look majestic.
Sam looks majestic, probably.
It's like, yes, I can do this. No, I can do this. Both parties to the independent opinions make it a wild, and like the old days, respecting the spirits and the math and inclining to truth is secret.
That feels so cryptic.
Very cryptic. Feels Hoopy-esque. Seriously, been looking like 30 minutes for a spray bottle.
Trying to miss your plans.
That's rough, dude. You look like you're on the do not serve billboard at your local bar. You look great together. Thank you, Ravi. That's nice of you to say. On point. That's not how evidence works. So you can't be evidence if it doesn't lead to the right conclusion. He may justify in his mind these reactions, but that is not evidence. Evidence is something recreatable, right? That's the way I see it. And I think it is true that in multiple different people, you can induce a spiritual experience, right? There are ways. I'm not going to tell you the ways.
Oh, yeah.
But there are ways, bro. Believe you me. And again, you can't exactly call it evidence, but it's clear enough to the point where it's recreatable.
Right. It's not evidence-based because you can't, those deeply personal inner experiences that might be shared amongst people that have it's like there's no way that could have happened, right? Yeah.
Like no.
But there's no way to prove it either. I feel like the universe wants to be a mystery. I
think it's a matter of our senses. Like our capacity only allows us to understand in part, right? The fullness of the experience. And
human is limited.
Yeah, even though we can potentially recreate, I can administer something to you and you can have an experience, and that experience can convince you that there are entities outside of you, and then I can administer to her and she comes to the same conclusion, right? That's not necessarily evidence. And I think that's
Yeah.
where we still do have to do a lot of growing as a species as well. Did I miss a bunch now suddenly?
Nope, there you were.
There we go. There's more as 5 in a million to 100 to 10 or less to a. It's written in history across referencing info and data. What conclusions have you come to recently, Melty? I have come to the conclusion that I am very in control of my own inner mental state. Right? And so in control, and yesterday we talked about that as well, that I can allow myself to get very frustrated, very worked up, very impatient and irritated. But I've chosen not to, more often than not. All right, I have concluded that it's actually not very fun for me to be in that state, and I feel like I'm getting better at maintaining my equilibrium. All right, not a conclusion that I've come to based on emotion, but a conclusion I've come to based on evidence, to say it in Combat Journey's way, where I keep showing myself, if I do this, then this. All right, that's my evidence. If I do this, then this. And I've been trying to do less, and it's been different. I'm not saying it's been better, but it has been different, right? There's a change in experience. I've said this to Joe as well. Like, I feel like I'm, like, one of the things that I was thinking about this morning was laziness, right? That was almost the topic that I was going to discuss. Discutter. I was almost gonna get to scatter some laziness.
You're gonna get us all discattered with laziness?
Completely discattered. Because I got called lazy as a child a lot.
Me too. Kids are lazy. Yeah, it's okay.
Exactly. Right. And what I was thinking in that moment is that no, I wasn't lazy. I was just not properly engaged. Right. If they engaged my intellect, then I would have been whatever the opposite of lazy is. Right.
Lazy is such a dangerous word.
So it's such a lazy word that I'm.
Yeah, I mean it's such a dangerous word. It's a judgment. It's a word rooted in judgment, and it's incomplete. To come to the conclusion that one is lazy is never rooted in kindness.
Yeah, it's a label, like a very derogatory label as well in that way.
Yeah, because like lazy and motivation and like considering mental health things that play a role in it. That's not, like oftentimes when people find themselves like unmotivated or lacking motivation, that's oftentimes correlated with like, depression too. And depression is debilitating sometimes. And so it's like calling somebody lazy isn't going to help them to not be lazy. It's only going to dig them deeper into a hole that they might already be in.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking about it from the perspective of like almost like neurochemistry as well, right? Like you mentioned earlier, your emotional state can be based on so many different things, like how much sleep you got, if you're hungry or not, your personal hygiene, keep adding to the list. And in that same way, laziness, I think, also has multiple levers that push you in one direction or another.
And like, what is laziness? Like it's somewhere on the scale of not putting in enough effort, right? Not putting in much effort. But you can always put more effort into something, always. So it's like it's a goalpost.
Right. There's an infinite amount of effort you can put into something. Melt is the baby shower. Cry. The faith of evidence. I sit my behind and just sit and watch and see what's next. We'll learn here together, Pedro. Combat, that's what makes faith different from fact. It completely separates from fact and logic-driven science and discovery side of things. We don't apply those rules to belief. I hear you on that.
Rajul, he's like, absolutely not. You broke his heart because you said it so like stern.
Absolutely.
So conclusively.
Can I be a mod? Like, absolutely not.
It's like I've been your trusted streamer for a month.
It's like, oh, my heart. Can I get a sip? If you were close enough to. Faith is not faith. if there is hard evidence
Stick
to
around,
support it,
Jewel.
it is what it is, and all of the power behind belief would get stripped away from it. Stop trying to make it into a debate. I'm definitely not debating here. Rose, can I get my inner peace? I think you need to keep it. You don't get it from someone else. Hello, good people. What are we talking about here? We're talking about conclusions. Right? The ability for your human brain to come to a certain conclusion and then wondering why. Right? What emotional state led you to coming to that conclusion? And if you have come to a conclusion, is it final? Is there room for you to change? It doesn't take a lot of consideration to think that there probably is. I think there are different things. There are many different things that you can come to the conclusion of, right? For instance, maybe you have an employer that's been taking advantage of you, and you have come to the conclusion that you're going to quit your job and get a better one, right? In that way, I think it could be good to come to a final conclusion. Be like, nope, this is done. I'm going to now get a new job. However, when it comes to like emotions, when it comes to relationships, right? When it comes to interpersonal experiences, sometimes those conclusions can fall short, right? It's not necessarily as clear cut. And we're basically discussing that nuance. I have faith in faith, Prairie says. I have confidence and confidence alone. Have you ever been to Hawaii or Tahiti? I haven't.
That would be awesome.
I need less D's. It's been too long. I hope you find some days and days. Days and days.
Days and days.
You have a good time, bro. I looked so long. I found a brand new one. I didn't even know I had a new
I hope
sprayer.
it sprays good.
Sweet.
Gonna spray them pepper plants.
People have these feelings and these experiences. It doesn't make them supernatural. We know your brain makes things up. It's much more likely that your brain is flooded with chemicals. Again, a part of me wants to kind of agree with you, Combat Journey, but I don't think we know. We do not know. Even those...
We don't have the instrumentation, at least yet, to measure these kind of experiences.
At the very least, we don't know how to put sensors in a person's brain while they're having these experiences, right? You can't just put a probe in my brain while I'm having a spiritual experience or while I'm dying, right? Because that would kill me. So in that way, we don't know. As a result, there's a lot of faith. There's even faith in you. There's even faith in you.
Here's what it is. We know that it can't be proven. That's what we do know. Yet, we know that so far we can't measure it. It's not something that we can get, like, hard data on. That's what we do know for sure.
Yeah.
So I can agree with Combat there in the way that it's like, we can't prove it.
It's inconclusive.
It's inconclusive. Absolutely. It's incomplete, inconclusive.
Oh, yeah.
But it doesn't mean that we can't conclude that it's not real either. We can't make that conclusion with absolute, we can't prove that.
Yeah.
Kind of like unicorns, right? Or that whole, like, you can't prove that it's not real, but we can't also prove that it's real either. So
I'll add
it's
and
hard
say,
to come to a conclusion on it.
there's a certain faith-based reasoning beyond or within believing that we are purely brains and chemical experience.
Yeah.
Right? Because again, you don't have all of the information. You don't have all of the evidence. And as a result, you have to kind of believe. You have to kind of like just believe that's how it is. So be willing to see some faith in that way of seeing the world as well. Shout out to Joe this morning. We can all, Dan says, we can all conclude that she is often unseen support to our good friend here who shows up each day for us. It's awesome. Yeah, I'm very lucky. Lucky to have you friends, and because of I'm
Thanks,
lucky
Dan.
enough to have you friends, she found us here in this space as well.
Appreciate you, man.
That's super wholesome. I remember you from the club.
The club.
You entered the club.
2018, maybe.
Yeah.
I may have stepped foot into a club.
I'm just like thinking about like I don't think there's a single club in like 100-mile radius. Maybe in 100-mile radius. 50-mile radius. There's no
50.
club. Yeah.
I mean, there's legends.
That's not a club.
We should go.
That's as close to a club as I am to the President of the United States.
It's
No,
not a club.
it's not a club.
Have you been in there yet?
Yeah.
You've been there?
Yeah. many times.
Oh, you've not been into like.
Many. No, I'm joking. I've been there once. We were like walking inside the building, and then they were too full, and then we turned around and we walked back out. You were with your family.
Really? Why don't I remember that?
You do forget.
Legends?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. But it was not a club. I was like, oh, this is sports bar.
There's another side to it that you haven't been in, and that's the bar. That's where like they dance. So it is kind of actually a dance floor club.
Does
They play
have
music
some dance
and stuff
floor
on a Friday and Saturday night.
I haven't seen that yet. I don't go to the club myself
But I
either.
don't make my way down there. Yeah.
This video brings a tear to my AI because of how real it is. Nice. Combat, I think that's what dreams are. Hallucinations of your own brain. Why are you guys here all calm and shit, knowing Carmelo Anthony is in prison? I don't know. I don't know who that is.
Yep. I guess I didn't know that.
And if you're a fan of him, I'm sorry that your friend is going through some hard stuff.
Calm amongst the chaos of the world. It's chaotic out there.
Yeah, me losing my mind because there's bad things happening would have me with my mind lost at all times. Yeah, I would never have a second of calm. And we can all argue that bringing a state of calm can be seen as a good thing in a social situation, right? So by being calm, you bring more good into the world. If you're seeing bad in the world, be the good you want to see. Yeah, Mel, you're touching on the right stuff, but we know, and you know, all about the dreams. How is it that your brain... How
it's in your brain.
It's in your brain. It's what makes you dream.
Is it what makes you dream?
I don't know about that, dude. I think it changes your perception. I think it's a perception filter, right? Where if you increase the amount of dimethyltryptamine in your conscious state, suddenly your perception widens, all right? But I don't know if that's the thing that influences. Like, again, your dreams can just be your consciousness perceiving different realities, right? We don't know.
Consciousness is a hard concept. I mean, gonna be 33, and it's still a concept, and I'm still trying to like formulate.
Yeah, it's not gonna be something. I don't think like it's the hard problem. It's called the hard problem. Like all of science, all of math, all of computer science as well, all of biology, do not have an answer.
42.
42. Yeah. Easy peasy. We watched that movie recently as well, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. A large amount of it is flooded in your brain if you're conscious for your death, so we know that there's chemicals in your brain that can make you see things more likely, the chemicals, than supernatural. Again, I don't know if you've experienced these chemicals yourself, Combat Journey. Tell me if you have. I do have personal experience, and I was walking into it also very much science. Yeah, science. I'm sciencing. I understand the chemistry and how it influences my brain. And then I had the experience myself, and I was like, maybe it's not so simple. Maybe it's not as simple as just like, oh yes, that was just a hallucination. All right, because it's clear.
Is DMT what makes, like, is that responsible for the dream state? I mean, do they know? Can they measure that?
Melatonin and DMT. Like, check this. You know about melatonin, right?
Oh, yeah.
You want to see how similar they look? So they say, they believe at least, your pineal gland is the one that releases your melatonin, and then it can technically convert because of how similar they are.
Really?
You're gonna see now. It's like literally looks like the same chemical.
Oh my.
Look at that.
Huh. Okay.
That's melatonin.
Oh yeah. And
This is methotriptophan. All of the tryptophans are technically, psychedelic in nature, but there you go. So it goes from that tryptophan to a tryptamine to DMT.
Or serotonin.
Yeah, and it needs to demethylation. Exactly. Like your brain basically manufactures all of the chemicals itself. Is this a big one?
I never really did chemistry well, so I mean, this is definitely your area of expertise over mine.
I'm definitely not an expert at this stuff, but it's almost like I look at it like building blocks, literally. There you go. There we go. There's melatonin. There's the major psychedelics. Like, there you go. Right? So these are the things that your brain produces itself, And these are all of the things that cause a psychedelic experience, right? So if you want to think of it purely like, oh yeah, that's just your brain reacting in a certain way, right? It's not that simple because there's a bunch of different ones, right? The one that I'm most curious about right now is this one. I've told you about this one. This one recently got legalized, and I think in America as well, right? The whole right to try. It's ibogaine. It cures people of their addiction and stuff like that. And the experience that people have is they call it the opener. It opens you up completely to see the way you've been living your life, right? Some people have HD recreations of their whole lives, but they experience it, some from the first person perspective, some from the third person perspective. They watch their entire lives play out. And if you've been in an addicted state, right, you've been using like heroin or whatever, daily, you get to see that too. You get to see yourself paralytic on the
From the
couch
outside.
from the outside, and then like 80% cure rate. People come out of that experience. 80% of them are like, "Oh my goodness, I don't want to do that stuff that I've been doing to myself anymore," because it makes it so clear, right? And that one is not that different. It's very similar. It has like this tri group that we don't know how to make in our labs yet. I'm not gonna get into the chemistry right now, but it's very cool, right? And each of these things have different effects on your brain as well. That's the part that makes it a little bit less conclusive for me, because if it was that simple, we could just stimulate that part of our brain and all have spiritual experiences. But some people lose their minds. Some people have the best time of their lives, right? Like there was a video that I watched recently of a guy that went to a Mexico like ceremony place, right? And him and his wife went together. His wife had the worst time of her life. He had the best time of his life. Exact same substance, right? Both of them went into it the same way, spent the night with the substance, and came out with way different experiences. Yet both of them walked away with a profound sense of lightness to life, right? Both of them, like said, that laughing about things came easier to them afterward, kind of thing. I have experienced love and hate, and we understand that those are chemicals in your brain that makes those reactions happen. Not true though, right? Again, I think the chemistry in your brain can be like a spark, right? But your mentality, your consciousness is the thing that puts extra oxygen onto that little spark, to make it the fire of hatred or to make it the fire of love.
Right. The mind influences the body, but it's the body that informs the mind.
Yeah, exactly. So your body might inform you, ooh, that person looks like they would be lekker. Lekker, that person, right? And then that can maybe like lead you to using your mind to go and talk to that person, right? Ask them if they would like a coffee, whatever. All right, one comes before the other. Okay, but if we create an artificial neural network and simulate it with those chemicals, that doesn't equal the experience of love. Exactly, Dan. I believe that too. Oh my goodness, melatonin dreams, more like nightmares. Because you're giving yourself.
Your body's just like.
You're giving yourself something extra, right? Melatonin is basically like the precursor chemical for your dream state. So suddenly your brain has a lot of precursor. Right, so then it just like does whatever, or maybe it bonds.
Like they're trapped. Let's go.
Yeah, this guy.
Unload the unconscious.
Give him. Wait, what? Some dudes smoke weed to get some sleep. Now it makes sense. Yeah, that happens too. I'm actually one of those dudes. I had extreme insomnia as a teenager. I don't know if it was insomnia as much as it was like depressive rumination to the point of not sleeping.
Overthinking, ruminating. You've had this thing on your eyelash all morning. I'm going to take it off. Just like a little fuzzy.
Little fuzzy, bo buzzy.
Yeah, what were you talking about going to sleep?
Yeah.
With the
weeds.
The marijuanas.
The marijuana.
Or whoops. These things on our wrist tracks sleep stages and all of that. And weed is known to be something that actually negatively impacts some people's sleep. Like oftentimes, like it shows like a negative impact because we can track it on here. We say like, we smoked or, partook so many hours before bed and on this night, and it keeps track of it. Mine has all across the board positive influence on my sleep.
I'm 6+.
Which is not the average. Mine's is about 6+ too. It's not the average. It's not that way for everybody. I think it just depends on the person.
I even have I think you two have a little exclamation mark.
It's like, this isn't normal.
This is an anomaly. This is not normal. I think when we refuse to accept magic, refuse to accept unknowns in our universe and our worldview, then we open the door for malicious thoughts to enter where acceptance should have been.
Yeah, exactly. I think so too, Sam. Getting caught in a rigid point of view, like coming to a rigid conclusion and saying that that's right, and I know that's right because of this, instead of being like, this is how I believe it to be. How would you say it? Like, the opposite will oftentimes find a way to manifest itself, and in that, you rejecting it, what you resist persists kind of thing, it will keep being presented to you, and then because you have an attachment, this rigid attachment to how it's supposed to be or how it should be, every time it comes up, you're gonna like fall into this habit of wanting to reject it, wanting to debate it, like having this pattern of like not questioning it, not being able to entertain it, or not being able to even just like past you kind of thing. I don't know, I think that's kind of woo-woo, but
yeah,
does that make sense?
Not exactly.
No.
Actually, that one I had a hard time following. But the way that I'm almost absorbing it and the feelings or thoughts that it created in me is, as Sam said, like not letting yourself be filled with almost like just like sourness, like a coldness to reality, right? Like, as you said, like allowing some of that magic to remain alive in your heart.
Childlike curiosity.
Yeah, exactly. Brings with it a certain joy, right? Like, you can be that adult that gets angry when there's an ice cream truck driving past your building. Fucking, that thing's making noise. Oh, sis, that's the conclusion that you come to.
Yeah, no, that's exactly.
However, there's still magic in that. The fact that someone is kind of like serving the community, right? Driving around, giving kids ice cream.
Yeah, like kind of coming to a conclusion, especially a conclusion that's rooted in judgment, like that's bad or that's wrong. Sure, it might be bad in some context, it might be wrong in some context, but like there's still more to it than just that conclusion.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's a wide range out there for you to come to the conclusion of. I think maybe that's what I think the compounds we talked about really did for me, is I came to a bunch before I ever, like I had a lot of experience in the psychedelic realm, right? And because of all of that experience, I came to the similar conclusion as Combat Journey, where I was like, oh, this is all just neurochemistry. That's why I'm experiencing this stuff. And then with all of that perspective, I went into a divine moment of thought, being like, oh, I know what to expect. And then I didn't. I was not prepared, right? Not at all. And that broke open my perception to the point where it became a little bit harder for me to conclusively say, I know what's going on.
I feel like a rounded way to approach it would be like, it is neurochemistry, true, and.
Yeah. The yes and model. How about that? Open the doors of perception. Hey, Dan, can you be a little more clear? I'm not sure what you're saying.
Are you on all messages?
Let me check.
Nope.
I am now, but now I might not have. Yeah. Okay, yeah. The last one I can see is the coin. We've lost some. Yeah, that's good stuff, Mel. Lazy is not the right word. Lazy is the secondary emotion. Joe is spot on. There's other things underneath it. I just found this channel. What's going on here? We're talking about perception. And about yours. And about how you come to conclusions based on what you perceive. And how you might be wrong. You might have concluded incorrectly.
I wouldn't say wrong, just incomplete, maybe.
Yeah, incomplete. And asking yourself why it is you've come to the conclusions you've come to. What emotion led you to conclude what you have? Uh, is there room for it to change? I think that's the fun one for me. Is like, I,
What
are
happens if it does
yeah,
change?
are your conclusions conclusive, final? Who will win in a Night of Champions for triple threat match? I don't know, bro. I don't know any of those people. I'm so sorry. Oh yeah, if you want to make the topic on laziness, I could go on and on and on, like Oliver Tree. Rip. Please read the chat for me, please. I'm reading chat. I actually died in prison. You poor thing.
Nelson Mandela.
You guys are very compatible, completing each
Aw.
other's sentences.
Completing each other's dinner.
Yeah, completing each other's coffee sips. We can all just take a moment to consider the scale of the universe and admit we'll never have a concrete understanding of everything.
Right.
Like, I love that so much, Sam, because even if with the scale of our universe, we came to a conclusive, right, final understanding of everything, there's still the quantum realm, and there's still the multidimensional reality about this experience as well, right? So we might be right ultimately about what's going on here in this small little band of experience, and then there's all of this other unknown
So much
that will continue
unknown.
to exist.
And that's like the thing. One of the ways that it was taught to me in a meditation retreat was that, like, we are each individuals having our own experience, making our best guess, like just making our best guess as to what's going on out there. We can only see this. We can only see what's around us right now. We can't see what's going on in the next town, and like what's going on in that house over there. We can't see what's going on like in the stores and the businesses, let alone under the sea or across the world. We just got to make our best guess with the limited knowledge that we are able to perceive right here, right now. Yeah. And so not limiting ourselves to a concrete conclusion is the best way to go about, like, flowing through this, navigating this chaotic plane.
Look at reality as quantum, right? And a constant state of flux. And as soon as you observe it, it only crystallizes into what it is. Who we are is shaped mostly by nurture, how we were raised, what we learned. For me, it's hard to believe in pure free will. I hear you on that too. I
definitely in our 20s and 30s, I think that's where we are, just in this modern world where we're at right now, right? Because like and there are outliers, 100%. There are definitely outliers, but in like the modern world, like the nuclear family, what does that look like statistically? Kids are staying in their homes and being raised by their parents until they're sent off to college, at least in the United States. This is just me talking about the States. Sometimes they even stay into their parents into their 30s.
I technically grew up in a nuclear family.
Yeah.
Right, and that's why I want to almost like push back on what Combat said. Even though I was raised by the exact same set of parents in the exact same home with the exact same religious biasing and the exact same incentives, right, for parental approval, I turned out radically different than my siblings, right? Like, radically different.
You were shaped by it, though.
I was shaped by it.
I think that's what he's saying. You were definitely shaped by how you were nurtured.
But he's talking about free will, right? Me leaning into my free will is what had me experience all of the different things that I experienced, right? But that free will, if there was no free will, that's almost like the perspective I'm taking. If there was no free will, then every single one of us would have had some of the experiences I've had.
I think that is an extreme, though.
But here, despite the fact that I used my free will to have those experiences, and then used my free will to try and bring those experiences to my family, they use their free will to not.
You all have like free will is definitely there, right? But you're definitely influenced, like eyes on the back of your head. That's what like another person outside of like your upbringing, you know, a unique individual experience. Like whenever you meet somebody, they're like the eyes on the back of their head because they're able to see things about you that you can't actually see about yourself because like you're in the forest, basically. I see so many things, like ways, patterns within your own family, like the ways that you guys have so much in common.
Oh yeah, for
Like
sure.
so much in common.
Similarities.
Yeah, and so you do have like this like thing about you guys, like where I guess I could kind of agree with Combat when he says pure free will, because they did influence the way that you see the world.
Yeah.
I don't know if like free will is the one that there's just so much influence.
I think other people's free will is what allowed me to express mine, kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
That's why I'm pro people having free will, because it only begets more experience for all of those that are willing to
I
act.
couldn't imagine anybody saying no, people shouldn't have free will. I just can't imagine
I
it.
know a lot of people, especially the smart ones.
I'm not saying they don't exist.
The smart ones, especially, are like, people should not be having free will.
I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm just saying I couldn't imagine. Like, I can't wrap my head around that mindset.
It's a matter of control. That's the big thing, right? If you think about it from a perspective of control, it makes sense why you don't want people to have
I guess
free
I
will.
could imagine some people.
All right, there you go. We got Robert saying, "Hi guys, I've been watching for about 10 minutes. Being 65, I've seen that people have changed their expectations driven by devices. May I suggest you watch Toy Story 5? Brilliant.
Thank you, Robert. Yeah, maybe we should. That would be fun.
I would like to watch it. Apparently, it is a device-based.
Let's watch it Monday. We'll be in the mood.
Oh, sure. Nice. Plans made. I like that. My thoughts exactly. Hello. What's good, people? Cool. You got different font, Denzel Washington. How y'all doing? Even better with you here. These people live under a rock.
No, we live on a rock.
This is a rock.
We all live on a rock. All of us. We're standing on a rock floating through space.
I mean, technically, all of the stuff that the roof is made of was extracted from the earth. How much of it is rock stuff? I mean,
not.
yeah,
Oh,
the
well,
metal.
technically.
Metal is,
I mean, this is concrete.
yeah, metal was extracted from rock as well. So yes, you're not wrong. Look at you. I get what you're saying, but not having the instruments to measure their brain. But we actually do understand a lot about the brain and how it works and the chemicals. And also, I understand these people are saying these things, but why are we jumping to the conclusion that they're right? That's the faith part, right? I don't believe people are right. Right now, there's so many theories of mind going around that it's hard. Like, we might be simulated consciousnesses, or we might be, monkeys bioengineered by aliens. We might be like, there's so many theories about what it is we are. Vessels, like vessels to soul. That's one of the other popular ones that's going on around right now. So instead of believing all of that stuff, I just kind of like live into the felt fact of my immediate experience instead. The brain is the only organ that named itself. That is a pretty cool quirk. I agree, Prairie. Sam, we don't even know the scale of the universe. We can see the cosmic horizon ending at like 3.5 billion years, light years, but we don't know what's beyond it. The Asimov definition of magic is that we don't understand that the things we don't understand is the magic that exists in this world. That's where it lives, in the discoveries we've yet to make. Those unknowns are thus more acceptable. We're talking about Asimov. I recently introduced Joe to Asimov. It's like, yeah, this dude knew. The pineal gland makes you dream. Yes, it releases chemicals, your third eye. I don't have faith in anything. I'm not a faith guy. I wrote my experience in the real world in evidence. And if I don't know, I simply don't know. There is some faith involved in believing that the brain is just chemicals, right? There is a little bit of faith involved in there, because you have to believe some things that you don't know in the same way. I've smoked the deems. You go into a dream world. I know for a fact. Knowing for a fact. Hyper reality. I call it hyper reality, right? But I can see dreams as being in hyper reality as well, right? And you're like, what is hyper reality? There's reality, right? Like we're having it right now. And then hyper reality is almost like reality as potential, right? All of reality in the same space, right? And then depending on what part of reality you focus on, that's the part of reality that reveals itself. But reality and hyper-reality is very vast, let's just say. Magic must exist because we do not and cannot ever know everything.
I didn't make the rules. I just enforced them. That's the thing that they're trying to do with AI right now, Sam. Though is they are trying to know everything. Combat, check this out. Though, have you experienced love or hatred? I have experienced love and hate, and we understand that those are chemicals in your brain that make
Oh,
those reactions
we
happen.
made it back down. We made it back.
Nope, they're still going.
No, we made it back. We read this part. You just added.
Oh, you're right. You are right. A song, a wedding singer. I think the reason that faith is not something you can refuse in life is simple. Your whole reality is defined by your conscious experience, and yet you have zero ability to define consciousness in science. Just a massive scale, as drug culture, just a massive scale MK Ultra psyop. I think you're bringing a bunch of interesting perspectives here, but MK Ultra failed. Right, that's one of the things that we know as well. It's like it didn't work. So all the physical evidence you rely on combat are experienced through a conscious lens that you cannot define. That's a paradox that you can only that's a paradox can only be resolved with faith. That's what I've been trying to say.
That reminds me of like the life experience is deeply personal, but it's not. But it is. But it's not. Like it is this paradox.
This person says, I smoked deems once, and in the trip I saw my dead father flipping me off.
Oh no!
You clearly needed some processing, bro. Like that happens sometimes too.
Really? Yikes.
Nelson, drug culture is as old as humanity. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, dolphins do that. It's not just in humanity, it's in
consciousness in general.
In consciousness.
Consciousness likes altered consciousness. Lemurs will rub centipedes over their faces, getting into like a
this crazy daisy state. They're just
drooling. Yeah. What's your accent, bro? I can't place it. I'm from South Africa. Lots of people that have psychedelic experiences report exactly what you're reporting. Don't get me wrong. But if you flood your brain with psychedelic chemicals and you see and feel crazy stuff, I would say that's not that weird. And it makes a lot of sense. I understand these things feel real, but that's how your brain works. It is trying to craft the reality for you. I'm not really having a conversation on real or not real. I'm having a conversation on the subjective experience, right? The fact that it's recreatable, right? Real or not real, it can be recreated, right? It can be brought back into this space.
And then once it's back in this space, it influences the way that each person navigates. It changes something.
Like watching a movie, for example, right? You can watch a movie sober, and then you can watch a movie in a psychedelic state of mind. It's going to be a completely different experience, right? From one to the next. And that's the real part. The experience that you have is the real part, right? And I feel, again, the fact that psychedelics influence that reality means that there's something about our consciousness that's beyond just the chemistry, right? Because again, even if you administer the exact same dose and you administer the exact same movie, one experience is going to be different to the next experience, right? So it's not recreatable in that way, where it's just as simple as, oh, it's just chemistry, right? It gives you dreams. Makes sense. Mundane builds the flows. Okay. When you come to that rigidity in your belief and you're unwilling to compromise or adjust it further, the universe will bring you to a breaking point over it every time, because that's not sustainable. I wish I was wise as Rose. I think you can free yourself from the rigidity by defining it as an experience instead of a belief. I experienced it this way, and that was very real. But my experience is very limited. I think that's what I was trying to say as well, Dan.
Yeah, that's nice.
I'm synchronizing with you. How many times a week do you shower, MeltMore?
Sometimes more than 7.
Yeah. At least 7 times a week. Sometimes more. Listening is the best high. Nice. Soundgarden. Thank you for listening in with us, friend. Then such a reframing is healthy, but it requires a sacrifice of the ego in order to fully incorporate. Yes, true, Melt. It is true. If we change your brain, we can change you. So that means it's in the brain. Again, right? Like there are people that reincarnate. You
I
know?
think about like certain things that the outliers, the crazy experiences, like that can't really be explained. For example,
The Dalai Lama. You know about that stuff?
I mean, you can't just say the Dalai Lama and expect me to know what you're talking about.
The Dalai Lama is picked by basically presenting a child with 100 different toys. And then by somehow, every single Dalai Lama picks the exact same 4 toys over and over and over and over again for generations of human beings. That's how they know it's him. You didn't know this?
No.
Yeah. Hey, Google. How is it known that the child is the Dalai Lama? How do they find that out? How do they find out that the child is the Dalai Lama? How do they measure that?
I guess I don't know much.
Some weird stuff. Like on our planet, there's like lineages of human beings. Finding the new Dalai Lama is spiritual and ritualistic process led by the high lamas rather than a scientific measurement. When a Dalai Lama passes away, the search committee looks for the child born around the same time with the following signs: omens and visions, and there's the artifact test. So the omens and visions goes, the high lamas look for clues like the direction of smoke during the previous Dalai Lama's cremation, or dreams or prophetic visions seen while meditating at the sacred lake, the Lamu Latsu. Then the artifact test. Once a potential child is located, usually around 2 to 4 years old, he is given a series of tests. The most famous test involves presenting the child with a pairs of identical objects, such as rosaries, ritual drums, or walking sticks, where one belonged to the late Dalai Lama and the other is a duplicate. And then, if the child instinctively chooses the correct items and claims them as his own, while also recognizing the people or the monastics who knew his predecessors, it is taken as proof of reincarnation. So, like this child, this like 4-year-old child, suddenly is like, yeah, this is mine, and that's mine, and I remember this one too, and oh yeah, that guy.
That guy was there.
Different brain, different body, different everything, yet consciousness somehow can recreate. And again, it might be one of those things where the conscious field, the other people knowing what is known, might be influencing that child's brain. Maybe they're just like susceptible or open, but yeah, there are weird stuff happening in our world that goes beyond just our brains. I really love the oily hair melt. I hope you're using some hippie car diesel hair pomade for it. You know it, bro. It's
It
called
smells good. It smells like coconuts.
it's called hippie car diesel pomade.
It's coconut flavored.
Coconut flavored. Yes. They just put like a bunch of coconut flavor until the diesel flavor goes away. I haven't seen you both in a minute. You both look great. Hope you're having a fabulous week. Thank you. Precocious. Precocious. That's nice of you to say.
Sanchez. Sanchez.
Sending you blessings. No, your brain sees someone it likes. It floods your brain with chemicals. Then you feel a certain way. Yeah. Sam, it requires humility. Bro, are you both parking tickets? Because you have fine written all over you. Would you like an extra chewy coffee, ma'am? Everyone hug each other, Starboy the Night. Time is God in America. That's such a weird line. We got
Time is God in
BSF
America.
joining us.
Hey, BSF.
You know, if the mods don't like you here, we can just make it so you don't exist in our chat anymore. Watch yourself.
Hey, Snowy Owl's back.
Snowy Elf. Snowy Owl. Hey. I think I had a dream about owls yesterday. It just kind of like clipped back into my mind. Free will versus determinism is the oldest, most persistent argument in philosophy, religion, and science.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's another thing that's just
It's
up for
circular.
interpretation.
Exactly.
Up for interpretation depending on the individual.
Everybody comes to their own conclusion.
Mm.
Yeah. For real, it's just a way to pass the time and have fun arguing with folks now. There won't ever be an answer to that one because it depends on a duality that fundamentally does not exist. Damn hippies. Love you though.
Love
you too.
Big Kevin.
Big nose Kevin. Sending you blessings. Whom you support in this World Cup?
I learned Africa's still in. South Africa.
I'm supporting the teams that play. I think I have the answer. That's a strong way to start a sentence. I think it's debated endlessly because we try to pin it down to one or the other. But in
Mhm.
truth, it's both free will and determinism working
Yeah.
in tandem. This is yet another paradox we have to confront in our conscious experience that's only resolved by faith. I would disagree. I'm sure there was
Mm.
other things shared. A paradox is something that can be resolved with logic combat. It's not that we don't have enough data, it's that the data contradicts itself, hence the need for faith. Yeah. Who came first? The egg came first, right? Because the eggs were being live born before it was being born as an egg. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the eggs came first because there had to be a chick because before chickens there were other creatures that were laying eggs and then it evolved into a chicken.
hmm And there are creatures that have eggs inside their bodies, but they birth their young
Live.
live. So
Hmm.
the eggs burst inside them, right? So there was at some point there was one of those entities that came out and then laid an egg, and then that became a whole new entity, right? So the egg came first. Time is a human construct, a way for us to explain how things change. Time only exists for us here on the mortal realm. When we talk about free will versus determinism, we have to account for that. They just recently figured out how to make a not quantum based, a atomic clock, official atomic clock, where they put it in a crystal. They put some sort of decaying matter, some sort of nuclear matter in a crystal. I think it's a calcium crystal, and then they have a laser output onto that, and it actually gives us timekeeping ability that's accurate to the end of the age of the universe, kind of thing. Pretty neat. We officially did it, friends. Humans now have
Nope, you skipped one.
atomic clocks. Everything that can be done or has ever will be done has been done in the heavenly realms. Things to occur, immutable. Humans retain their free will because that rigidity is not their given perspective.
Mm.
It's pretty cool. Chicken came first. I can't see God sitting on a clutch of eggs, incubating them. Interesting, different perspectives. You guys believe in the butterfly effect? Yeah.
Quantum
I'm
entanglement.
I'm waving my hand to create some wind, and then this wind is going to be a gentle breeze on your face when you're hot one day. Get butterfly effect. I don't know about that, my friend. Look at the actions from another angle. It's deterministic. Look at it again, and it was me acting on my own free will. We can come to the conclusion that's totally contradictory.
Right. Boo. Yeah, there you go. Like it's the conclusion that you come to say it is either thing. It is both things probably, but um the conclusion that you come to determines which one it is. So
Yeah.
it's like depends on the individual. It's just something that we name.
And we can't contradict each other. Dan Brown's character said, "Faith is a gift I've yet to receive." Robert Langdon has an intense understanding of spirituality, and it strips him of the ability to believe in it sincerely.
Oh, cool. I want to look into that.
Sounds pretty cool. We found the hippies. Don't let them lay eggs. 2 whole minutes and nobody reacted to you or gave you any attention. You must be bad at this.
Hey, Mr. Bumpy Pickle.
We got Fishimoto
Hey,
here
Fishimoto.
too. Hey, friend. About the llama reincarnate, see Keanu Reeves movie Little Buddha. Keanu Reeves has a freaking Dalai Lama movie? I didn't know
I
that.
want to see that too.
That sounds
That's
sick.
on our list now.
Do you still visit Haywire
We
Hill?
should visit Haywire Hill.
I
Hey,
would love to.
JS, what's up?
JS?
JS is aware of Haywire Hill. That
You
means
know
they're an
Ha-
RPAN fan.
Yeah, are you an ARPAN friend? Let us know. And have you found us just now? Combat, I don't know why you feel the need to be so dismissive and insulting when it comes to religion and belief, but I'm done. Enjoy your day, Ban. Think about not doing that, what you did today. I didn't see most of it. I'm sure he was just probably trying to argue, right? And that's, as we've identified, something that humans do with these complicated questions. It gives us something to talk about. Rare site where you both are chopped.
I didn't realize it gave you the time that they were put in.
Yep. I've been seeing that. That's a day, Ben. The 8600 seconds. What's up? I just got here. How you doing? You can call me Alpha Leviathan.
Leviathan.
Okay, Alpha Leviathan, you have been called. I think we should melt less. Chips and dip. It's probably a bot. I'm convinced it's a bot because that's the only thing they ever say. However, I'll keep asking you until you tell me, right? What does melting mean to you? Seriously, right? If you think we should melt less, what does melting mean to you?
They joined 7 years ago. They're not.
Yeah, the account
not
is
a
7 years
bot.
old. I mean, again, old accounts can be sold, and
I
that
guess that's
date
true.
can make it a little bit easier for the bot to get away with its actions.
I feel like they're a person.
Probably a person. But tell me, chips and dip, what does melting look like to you? What does it mean to you, right? And why do you want less of it? We've talked a lot about how these topics are something up for interpretation. It's just a reminder that the concept of interpretation exists in science as well. It's called relativity.
Did he say the interpretation thing before I did?
Maybe. I think this might be after.
Relativity. Everything is relative. Reality, as the individual knows it, is relative. That's what I believe.
Mr. Bumpy Pickle coming in with a hot take saying, is religion just an idea that rich people make up to stop the poor from killing them?
Woo, hot take.
Very hot take. Combat Journey is calling me right now. Bruh.
I gotta use the bathroom.
I'll see you soon. There we go. You're on, bro.
Hey, Combat.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Chilling, dude. How about you?
Good, good. I can't believe you answered it.
I also can't believe I answered it. I was like very close to not. But here I am.
I saw you on your tablet. I was like, maybe he'll answer. Maybe he'll get the call.
I'm a pretty nice guy, you know. I'm considerate. Yes, the best. Even some people say.
Yeah, hell yeah. Why not?
Yeah. It's all relative, isn't it? You know, I'm coming to this conclusion right now. In fact.
That's so funny, man. Yeah, I actually didn't even expect you to pick it up. All I wanted to say was, sorry I got banned again, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
It's okay, bro. Like, love is true. I think these topics, right? Today's topic is about the conclusions we come to. And I feel, you know, when moments like these happen the way they do in chat, it just gives more perspective on all of the different conclusions we come to based on the exact same experience. And yours is as worthy as anyone else's. And that's kind of the point of today's stream.
Yeah, now I get it. No, but really though, like, dude, like I'm a pretty busy dude. I listen to you in the mornings. I'm getting ready to go to the gym and stuff. So I'll continue to try to listen, but I don't know. I'm getting tired of getting blocked by that lady. I'm not even fucking talking to her. And it's just really driving me really crazy because I'm not fucking talking to her.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, she has like a weird power trip. They're your mod, so I mean, they're doing their job and all, but like, she's fucking driving me bananas, and I'm tired of it. Because I don't even ignore her. She's been talking to me every time I talk. She says something. I don't even fucking talk to her anymore.
I think maybe like that's maybe part of the resistance as well, is where maybe if you did engage, right, like she would feel like you're trying to like back and forth. I don't know what
I tried that. She just has this weird view of things, like where I don't know. She presents this as a open space, but when I say what I want to say, it's like I don't know. It's nonsense. It's like I'm not talking to her. I'm talking to you. But thanks for now. I want to tune in. I'll just listen. Maybe I'll chime in here and there. I'll say hi. But yeah, I'm tired of getting banned by this lady. She has some weird power trip that I'm not a part of. So
yeah, I really do value Sam's like moderation decisions as well, because I do believe she tries to keep the space cohesive in that way. And the way that I saw you showing up today is like a little bit from the other side of the perspective, right? Like I know, and I agree with Sam in that case, where faith is a very real part of the human experience, right? Like there's many people that operate based purely on faith. And I was trying to like almost like call to your awareness today is that there is a little bit of faith involved, right? Like Dan said as well, with us believing in the scientific approach as well, because we don't know everything yet, right? Like even our math, even parts of our math, right? Like even the way we understand atoms, the way we understand the quantum realms, is we don't know what it is we're measuring. We know we're measuring something, right? And we can define that something little bit by little bit, right? And we can then wrap that something into an equation based on itself, but we don't know what that something is that we're trying to define. And in that way, even if our brains are just chemistry, even if our brains are just, the physical matter it runs on, there is some sort of lower substrate that we don't understand, right? We don't have the sensors to measure down to that small. And I think that's where the faith thing comes back in, because like all of it is what we believe, and then to like almost like stand the scientific approach is that it's at least a little bit more like relative, as Dan said as well, where at least you can test, you can have empirical evidence, you can recreate your experiments. So in that way, it's a little bit more tangible than just blind faith, to put it in quotation marks here. But yeah, I think fighting each other, or at least getting to a point where it's just like, no, actually, my way is the right way. That's where we get like, off of the track that we're trying to stay on.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. I'm not like, my thing is I'm not really trying. I know the hard part is we're texting, so it's like things come through different. It's like, but yeah, like the problem with all that stuff is it's like, yeah, I live my life in like an evidence-based thing. There's this, but the problem is that people always say, yeah, we don't know these things, but the things we don't know doesn't therefore mean, magic. It doesn't therefore mean that it's like it's the same thing with religion. They put this conclusion. They're like, well, we don't know this, so therefore God. It's like, there's no evidence in the ways of these things that the people are saying. I don't know. It's just like, if we have, it's a very simple experience is like, if there's a room, if you find a guy dead, right, with a gun on the ground and a bullet in his head, you got several options. Maybe he killed himself. Maybe he was murdered. There's like, maybe this gun fell on the ground and shot him. And like, there's all kinds of these options here. But the problem is that, like, that's the analogy of life. Like, the guy being shot is the analogy of life. It's like, yeah, we don't know everything, but we have evidence to try to figure things out. But the problem is, people come in with like, oh, okay, yeah, like, well, what if it was a ghost that did it? It's like, well, where's your evidence for that? It's like, well, there's no evidence. It didn't happen. You don't prove negative like that. It's like that. I don't know. It just goes on and on. I wish I could keep talking. I'm actually about to walk into work.
You have fun, bro. I feel that was cool about this space, is that we keep showing up day after day, right? It's not about how these small moments kind of happen, but the fact that we're still willing to show up, keep talking, keep showing up for the conversation day after day. You have a good day at work, bro. Thank you for reaching out. Know that you're loved and cared for. We'll see you again soon.
Yeah, I love you guys too. No problem. Take it easy, man.
Bye, dude.
Yeah.
Cheers. Say hi, Zoe. Say hello to the friends. Say hello. That bird is beautiful, isn't he? He's the best birdie.
Give me a kiss. Wow, so sweet. Give me a kiss.
It's so nice.
Oh. Say hi.
All right.
Say hi to the friends.
All right. Are you from America? I am not. I am from South Africa. He doesn't read YouTube chat. Yep, not at all. FSP, especially not your message where you said I don't read YouTube chat. Good morning to you, Chandra. Welcome to The Culture War Does That, Bumpy Pickle. You can't kill yourself if you're a raging homophobe and there are gay people to harass to me. When does dancing start? Dancing starts on Wednesdays. Reality is relative is reality, Mr. Howell. Oh my goodness, this is wild. I love you. Mel's phone number is scrolling on the bottom of the screen and he's taking colors for the next 30 minutes. All measurements are relative. Yeah, gestures to current conversation. I told you guys about him when he came here. Yeah, again, I value widened perspective, all right? Because again, it allows me, and that's the way I see it, Sam, is when people disagree with my way of seeing the world, I don't see that as a personal challenge to my authority or to my well-being. I see it as an opportunity for me to strengthen my reasoning, right? To get even better at articulating what it is I have going on inside my mind. Hey, baby. Yo, it's like, oh, I want all of those. I want all of those.
Messing up my hairs, though. Say.
You say bye-bye.
Oh,
I mean, you pinched me a little bit, but it's okay.
That was a big kiss.
Big kiss. Oh, it's a baby. Oh, it's a sweetie bird.
You say bye-bye to the fans?
Oh.
I'm giving you all kinds of kisses.
Oh, it's a sweetie bird.
You went for the biggest one. You would.
Yum, 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 yum. Mm.
Say bye-bye.
Say bye-bye, Zoe.
You say bye-bye.
He's like looking down. He's like, come on, let me get some more of that.
Bye-bye.
Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye. You gotta get away
Bye.
with the other foot. Say.
Say
Bye-bye.
bye-bye. Aw, give me a kiss. Aw, good girl, Zoe. See you again soon. You look so proud and smug of what you're saying. Oh, I'm gonna proud and smug. Even more smugging and prouding. Yeah, saying things. Words are being said right now about smug and priding things. Yes. Pot Paulson, thank you for joining us too. It's nice having you. What's his name? His name is Zoe. His name is Zoe. He's a good bird. He's a sweetie bird. The bestest bird. We need to stop bullying the robots. They're going to remember. The videos are saved in the world database. It's true, Remming. That's why I make them every day. Keep saving into the interspace humanity, right? That's the part that we want to maintain. I've been an absolute mess as of late. Most of you have seen it. Moments like these help me remember that this is a space. That this space is, in part, for that. It helps me process the shame.
My friend.
Thank you, Combat, Sam, Melt, and everyone here for yet another teachable moment. I've laughed harder just now than I have in months. Life is bizarre sometimes. Sometimes? Have you not been living the same life I've been living? Life is bizarre all times, so never not bizarre. Do a kickflip, homie. This bird is beautiful. Yeah. I told you guys about him when he came into the space and was ignored repeatedly. It's not that he doesn't believe, it's that he wants to constantly fight, and we don't need that energy here. I haven't seen it as fighting. I've seen it as just difference, right? And again, that's one thing that we're going to face in our lives forever, Sam. We're gonna face different perspectives, always. And just getting really good at maintaining our cool. And I feel that's the best way to convince someone of something, right? Not by fighting them, but by listening to them. Like really hearing where their reasoning comes from. And then from that perspective, right? That's why I brought the faith thing into Combat's way of seeing the world as well. Because he has come to conclusions, it's true, but still he has faith in his conclusions, all right? And that's our bridge. That's the point at which we can connect and then maybe like understand each other's perspectives back and forth.
Terminology, right? What words mean.
Right.
Fight, I think, could also be synonymous with debate, which I think is definitely something that Combat likes to do. I think he's talked about how he likes to debate.
Debate into the AM hours sometimes even.
Right, yeah. Debate, combat.
Combat journeys. Yeah. No, that part I agree with as well. And I've said this to Combat Journeys, there's a lot of the way that I used to engage with the world in the way that he is engaging with the world, right? Because of the experiences I've personally had, I lost the conclusion. I lost the conclusion somewhere along the line, and I can't do that because I learned.
I don't know how the conversation. I mean, I'm kind of like bit bopping as if I do while I was at work, so I'm kind of in and out of the chat and the conversation. So I can't. It's not a full, perspective that I have. But I'm definitely, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that like, yeah, this space is one, I think, that people show up with their energy, right? And a lot of times, like in it can definitely be derailing.
Yeah.
Right. There's a lot of people that can come in and completely derail it. They can change the space into a negative space. And like, I think that's something like whenever things start becoming, ill intent, uncomfortable, when it becomes a space where people don't want to come to like explore their inner selfness, that's whenever like
actions to be taken.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see this.
Oh.
Sorry. No,
but it's your space.
I don't know you were done. I wanted to like
Nancy.
echo some of what Dan said. Is like this space is here for everyone, right? And like it is teaching all of us something about the way we want to engage with each other, right? Even if the lesson is wrong, you can still learn from it, right?
It's a conversation. It's a space for conversation.
Exactly, yeah.
I think it's always nice to like keep the rule of don't make it or take it personal. Don't make or take anything that's in the chat personal.
Yeah.
Which I think you do a good job at that one. I mean, it's really easy for people to jump in and be like, gay. You know, everybody wants to be like, gay.
I'm fine. And there's nothing wrong with being gay. All right, that's something
personal.
me
You're
and,
trying to make it personal.
me and Joe
but you
shared
don't
yesterday.
take it personal.
Exactly, like people that I think maybe that's what it is about, because you have seen me take certain things personal, right? You can only take it personal if you think there's something wrong with what projection is being sent at you, right? So, for example, people being like, "Oh, get a job, you lazy hippie," that I sometimes take personal because I feel like I am doing my job, right? Like it is insulting to me that they would say that, but the gay thing is not insulting, because what
they say
what am I
get a
gonna
job,
lose?
and like you do want to get a job.
Exactly.
You just legally can't.
I'm waiting. I'm biding my time. How did you land her, bro? I had this really big fishing rod. And then I figured out the exact bait that she likes, right? And then I kept all across the Americas, all right? And eventually I got a hook. And then instead of like getting to pull her in, I did one of those cartoon-esque flying with the rod all the way over the ocean, right? As I kept controlling inwards. And then I found myself here. That's how it works, bro. Start by getting yourself a big fishing rod. True, Sam, but you said before, we need life to keep pushing back on our rigidity. The space has pushed back on my rigidity, and it is helping me grow. Here we go. We got Nancy joining us too. Hey, Nancy Franchi. Welcome. There's a difference between being rigid and flat out ignoring points to destroy your position because you want to keep arguing them. I'm super hurt that Combat has allowed to get on stream and talk. And I was coming to your defense. I hope you heard that part, Sam. That's the part that's true, right? I'm just coming to your defense because I do value the way you moderate this space, despite the fact that some people might not, right? Especially the people that just want to talk to me and then get stopped, right? Because I think that's the part that's bothering them. Not you, but the fact that you have some sort of control over what reaches me, right? And even like some people want to reach me by telling me I'm gay, right? And they'll get mad. Oh man, I didn't get to tell Melt he's gay today because Sam, right? Doesn't make you wrong. Again, that's why I still support you having the power that you do. It just means that people are gonna have their conclusions. People are gonna come to their conclusions, but that doesn't affect my conclusion, does it? Here. And understanding, and that was today's lesson, understanding that there are emotions based in conclusion. Some people feel, angry because they didn't get to say their bit, and then they come to the conclusion that something is wrong, right? Doesn't mean it's true. Doesn't mean it's true. You were awesome, Sam, and we trust your opinions. I might not always agree with it, but it gives me a chance to see new perspectives. There we go. Dan knows. That's actually Darren. Ignorance is bliss. Bro, do you think ego is more important or just to be a nice person? I think ego is necessary, right? Ego is the way that we engage with each other in this world, but you can be a nice person as your ego. You can make it a part of your ego, like identify yourself as a person that's nice to others, right? And then the more times you reinforce that, the more other people will start to assume or associate that quality with your ego. So you can be ego and be a nice person. They don't have to be mutually exclusive. Ego destroys you, the crowbar wizard says. Crowbar wizard. I'm sure the crowbar destroys more. I can totally understand where you're coming from, Sam. Your ban should be final, and your position as a moderator shouldn't be scrutinized by someone who was just banned, especially when you can't equally participate in that dialogue since you're stuck with text. I came to her defense in words at the very least. I can defend myself publicly while adhering to the no shit stirring rule that I enforce. I don't think it's right, Melt, and I will speak privately. Love to you. I wasn't expecting that way of engaging. The call coming through just felt like a very synchronous moment. That's why I answered. Not because I thought it was right to, just because I felt there was a synchronicity to. Melt, I have to push back ever so slightly. Comet and I were speaking directly to each other, and then he got dismissive. Ironically, today is the day when I was unfazed, keeping that unshakable aura. And Sam was doing her job as a mod, allowing that person immediately back in with even less of a filter kind of undermines her. Just want to shed light on that. And I think I agree with both of you, right? I didn't expect it to go the way that it did. I thought there was going to be a moment where, and I feel like there still was a moment where I got to like impress upon him, hey, there's still faith. There's still some magic, right? It is a kind of magic to not understand what it is that's going on inside our minds. Even if we can see that there is neural activity happening inside the brain when you're dreaming, it doesn't change the fact that it's still pretty magical that you can have electrons through neurons and then have a whole experience in a whole different dimension, right? That's pretty magical. And I think I'm on Sam's side in seeing that, right? Seeing the magical in it, right? If we can understand everything and make everything as simple as, oh, you ate food and then that food got turned into glucose and then that glucose got burned with oxygen to create, ATP to then fire a neuron that then sent a signal to the next neuron. Not as magical to break it down in so many words. I am looking. Look, ultimately, we're all doing our best. Yeah.
Yeah, ultimately, we're all doing our best. The thing that I'm thinking about, for sure, ultimately, we are all doing our best to communicate to one another. And why do we communicate? To expand our view on things, or to, I don't know. The thing that I'm getting stuck on is like what words mean, right? And like, so the word magic to somebody might mean sparkles and spontaneous generation and the wave of a wand, and to somebody else the word magic might mean a card game. And that's like the predominant meaning for it. Or the word magic might just mean, to me, what magic kind of means is just like something that I can't really name just yet, that I can't explain it. um and so I think we get often caught up in terminology. I talk about it a lot. The word respect to you means something different to somebody that was raised in China versus somebody that's raised in Egypt versus somebody that's raised in Canada. Like, there's so much influencing how we came to the conclusions of what these things mean. And I think I wasn't there for the conversation. I went to the bathroom. I missed a lot of what was going on. Obviously, we didn't read all of the comments, so you and I are having our own individual experience with what's happening there. I feel like what's happening is like each person is trying to say what they believe the thing to be, and they're like, "That's what it means because that's how I came to that conclusion," right? And it's like this whole conclusion thing. And I think Dan's right in the whole pushing the rigidity. Sam's right in pushing like pushing up against that rigidity helps us to understand these things deeper, at a deeper level. I don't know. I'm just
Yeah.
swirling
I feel you made the
in the
point
mind
beautifully
space.
about the conclusions thing, right? Because today's stream was about the conclusions we come to. And it's so awesome to me how something as simple as the conversations we've had arose so many different conclusions in this space simultaneously. And some of those conclusions were so contrary that they didn't really have room to be in this space with us. And for me, the point was of today's stream is asking questions about why, really why we come to the conclusions we do. And I'm unfortunately in a space of mind, and I think Dan said it as well, where as soon as you believe something that has been empirically proven, you're still, that proof was still gotten to through the medium of the human consciousness, right? And that comes with its inherent set of limitations, right? So all of it is just like a matter of perspective. We can recreate in science, but again, the perspective, that is the personal experience, is the thing that we cannot account for, right? And that's the thing that actually comes to the conclusion. And it's different for every single one of us. Every single one of us comes to a different conclusion. However, I still think that we're trying to point at the same direction, generally. And it's hard, especially in a space like this, to manage that. And this is one of those moments where we learn, where we get a little bit better at that as well.
It's kind of like a public, open conversation space.
Right. And Sam was doing her job as a mod, allowing that person immediately back. I think, again, as I said, I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Sam does a great job.
Oh, yeah. I said it. The guy who blew up his own birthday vacation, being a crockety jackass to multiple friends, is saying love is true. If I can say it, then y'all have no excuse. Just saying. Yeah, it is. It's true what you said. From all our perspective, Dan erect himself the hardest, right? He has reason to be like, oh, love isn't true, because if love was true, then Melt would be this way and that way. But that's not how simple it is it? No, we all get to conclude differently. Oh, the conclusions we come to is the topic. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And now suddenly it's like, oh, yeah.
The coffee's kicking in.
Now the stream starts making sense. Thoughts on Frank J. Zamboni and co-ice resurfacers? I don't know what all of that means, so my thoughts are they have not entered my conscious space.
My thoughts are Shama.
Is that tarot cards? No, these are sacred geometry cards. And I have shuffled them into being
Oblivion.
very shuffled. Are you gonna flare them?
I want to flare them. I'm just gonna, it'll be the top card one at a time, because usually it takes a minute for somebody to say stop.
Tell us when to stop. When we see stop in chat, we'll pull a card. They use them to re-ice hockey rinks. Oh, a Zamboni. I didn't know they were called Frank J. I know what a Zamboni is.
Hi, good morning, Rachel.
But my thoughts on them?
Pikachu.
I think they're
fans.
cool. I like technology in general. The fact that we as human beings have machines that costs hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Flare Star Child. Ebony Star.
Ebony Star? No, I don't think that's Ebony Star.
Is that not it? Are you sure?
Nope. Ebony Star's new username is Cat.
Oh.
Cat something. Catnip, I think.
Flare
Passion
Star
Flower.
Child. Is that just their name, or did they have a Reddit handle?
That's their name here. I don't think. Were you on Reddit, Flare Star Child? Yesterday they donated 5 memberships.
Oh.
Yeah, they were like, we were talking about needing a car in America, and I was like, I don't need a car. Like, something you need is something that you can't survive without. And I'm like, I want a car. I really do want one, but I don't need one. And if I have one, it enables me to do a lot more stuff in this world, but it's not necessarily a direct need. And then he sent 5 memberships, and I was like, here, this will get you closer to having a car one day, Mel. Thank you again, Flair. I appreciate your love. Appreciation and awareness are the core themes of this card. You want to like make it full screen for a second so they can see all of the details? Yeah. Look at that. Look at that little birdie. Look at that beautiful passion flower in the middle. Flower of life, geometry, 2 hands, holding for you to see. If someone in the stream is being an asshole by trolling, sometimes I feel like telling them to fuck off. Does that get one kicked off? No, Nancy. Nope. Nope, it doesn't. That's still your divine expression. I think the part at which we start kind of like drawing lines is when it devolves, right, into just telling each other to fuck off.
When it starts getting like super aggressive and like starts getting into an aggression loop, that's
Yeah, that's when we draw the line. 11th dimensional bird, lol. Not if that other person needs to hear it. Nan, if you tell someone to fuck off and they actually need to fuck off, I expect you to dig deep and use your big words. Yeah, you know what? Actually, you know what, Nancy?
What'd you do?
Nanji just got given a shield.
Oh.
I feel of the
Yeah,
friends.
duh. That needed to be happened.
Yeah, the friend. Yeah, Nanji, you've been around for so long, and I feel like you never asked, right? Which makes you even more of a candidate to actually hold the shield. Get empowered, friend. Thank you for caring about the space. Embedded within this image is the beautiful configuration known as the flower of life. It is made out of 19 interlocking circles that represent the lattice of pure life force. A brightly colored cardinal torch ginger, and in the center, a passion flower call upon you to recognize and appreciate the perfection of nature and the beauty that lies within. Two hands cradle and dynamically energize this card. This is a prayer of appreciation and a call to awareness. Gaze at the center of this informational pattern and the passion flower at its core. Allow this life force to activate an attitude of appreciation and fill your awareness of exactly what you need to know at this moment. Feel how that recognition affects you, body, mind, and soul. Appreciation is recognition of the divine nature of everything, including the direction your life is taking at this time. Recognize the value of your chosen path and become aware of how your passion is flowering. Recognize the evolution of your visionary path and hold dear the feeling of what it is like to follow your bliss. And I think you did pull it upside down, didn't you,
I
Zhao?
think I did.
Look within and discover ways to better nurture your passion. Always remember to cultivate an attitude of appreciation. Cultivating an attitude of appreciation. Yeah. Now that is a conclusion that we can all come to. Yes. Because I feel in this space, there are moments of us getting a little bit upset or frustrated or angry, even, and bringing ourselves back to the appreciation, right? Just being grateful to simply exist, grateful to have this space to be here with friends. Ooh, the force. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that, Nancy. You're all blued up. You got that blue. Nancy, let me help you know the subtleties of the force. My mentor taught me everything about the force, even the nature of the dark side. Nine Shine's new deputy shield, a perfect fit. Look at it. Look at that. Confetti in the chat for our new module, guys. Boom. Get moderator. Sam understood about the F word, but sometimes the word is so right. No, by all means use it. As long as I've known you, you've carved a life of purpose, of significance. If you wish to become wise and powerful leader, you must study the mysteries for all its aspects. I don't disagree with that at all, actually. I quit smoking. If anyone cares, I care.
Woo.
Baraf, continue to not smoke, dear friend. Your lungs will thank you. I hope that you find yourself breathing easier, that you're capable of pushing yourself harder, that you're learning, that you're learning a lot right now. I sure do hope so. Where are you from? I'm from South Africa. Have you sat with the ghost yet then? All right.
That one.
Yeah, no, I saw that one. I just didn't want to read it
I
out
was
loud.
wondering if that's what you were laughing at.
Yeah, I was laughing.
Plot twist.
Plot twist. I don't smoke anymore. Now I just do. All right.
Goofy.
All right. It's done.
I would love to one day try a Darren pepper.
Yes.
Darren's talked a lot about these peppers.
I would like a hot sauce from Darren. When we meet you, Darren, can I please have one bottle of hot sauce? I do like my sauces hot. Thank you, friends, for joining us today. And Palpatine corrupts Anakin bit again. Yeah. I am uncorruptible. Cannot be corrupted. Simply because corrupting myself is way too much effort. right? Like I have spent a long time uncorrupting myself, right? Recorrupting myself just is gonna create more work. Is marijuana a drug? Technically.
As much of a drug as caffeine and sugar.
Yeah, exactly. Right. If you're going to be doing anything to your body like that, make sure you do it with intention. Right?
Awareness.
Have an extreme amount of intention. Not just, oh, I'm going to smoke this thing because I want to smoke this thing, but I'm going to make art. Let me get my art materials ready, then I partake. I'm going to wash some dishes. Partake, wash dishes. I'm going to mow the lawn. Partake, mow the lawn. I'm going to calm down, right? Set an intention before you do these things, and I'm sure that there will be more consciousness behind that as well.
I think that's something you can do with most things in life.
Absolutely. Intention is very important.
Intention of taking a breath. Like, what am I going to do with this breath? It's not easy to always be drawn back to the awareness of the breath, but the breath is your life force and fuel. Like that ultimately, among other things, are things that are helping us navigate. But what are you doing with the breath? How is that fueling you?
You get Dan saying, I have Darren had a ghost pepper blueberry hot sauce though.
Ooh.
If that's what you mean. You guys are welcome anytime you're in Colorado. We can get our spice on.
Hell yeah.
But off, good luck, dear friend. Remain mindful. Do not do anything every day that you cannot sustain, right? Do things every day that you can sustain, like getting enough sleep, exercising a little bit, eating whole foods, all right? That stuff you can do every day. Show up for love every day. Doing rugs every day, give yourself a break every now and then. You deserve it. The drugs need some rest too. I appreciate you, friends, for joining us today. It's a pleasure, and we'll see you again real soon.
Love you, friends.
On the other side, tomorrow. Goodbye, every friend. See you again.